my Azeri. So with a little stroke of luck, guys, we managed to find a taxi. We were waiting there for a while. The application wasn't working. We're a little far out. One taxi driver refused the ride. Another one went to his home. I think he's on the map. He was there for like 5 minutes. But now we're with Emil, and he's going to take us to the mausoleum. It's a poet, no?
Okay. Poets
Persian.
lived in 12th century.
12th century.
12th century. Born in 1149, died in 1241.
Very important in Azerbaijan, no?
Not for Azerbaijan. Iraq,
okay.
Syria, and Iran.
Okay.
Poets at those times, Azerbaijan never. It was another empire, Seljuk Empire.
Persian Empire?
No, Turkish Empire.
Turkish Empire.
Yeah. There was no Azerbaijan, Syria. It was all together.
Yeah.
Like Osmanli Heydar.
So our taxi driver there was really interesting and nice. He's in problems at the moment. He when he pulled off the highway, he went up the exit ramp and pulled up around. Didn't give a fuck. There was only one car that came anyway, but that was really interesting. And now I think there's someone who's not too happy. The driver's gone anyway. But anyway, we've made it to the mausoleum. I'll explain more about him though. He was a nice guy. He said that he was an artilleryman in the local militia fighting against the Armenians during the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. And he didn't want to dwell on it too much. I didn't want to ask too many questions. Because I like Armenia. I don't want problems with Armenia. He was telling me a little bit about the president here though, that his picture is everywhere. I mean, I've already seen 1, 2, I think 3 or 4 today, 3 big posters of the president. He didn't want to get too much into that, but he did tell me that he thinks it's surprising that in the 21st century people still put pictures up of the president with the big flag and things like that. Anyway, we've arrived to the mausoleum of an old Persian prophet. He was explaining to me in the car that the poet was born in this region, but he's more important in other countries, in Iraq, in Iran, and these kind of places, in Syria. There's a little entrance here. You can actually walk inside. I thought it was just going around the outside. Very nice. Anyway, have a look. I haven't showed you it once yet. And if you look over in the distance, there's our friend taking good care of us from afar, Mr. President. Alrighty, let's enter the mausoleum of Nizami. Well, it was very small, but very nice. Not so much about the man. There's a statue, maybe that's him down there. There's a little monument. We'll go and check that out as well. But there is a museum that I want to check out, so we'll do both of those things. Oh, look, over here. We've climbed to the top of the mausoleum. And there's another poster of our good friend watching us from afar. No comments. I suppose this would be him, old Nizami, with his poems in his hand. On the way in, leading up to the mausoleum and the museum, you would have seen the books that the driver was explaining with the 5 books that he wrote, I believe. Well, probably 5 of many, but 5 important books that he wrote full of stories. Or maybe they're all different stories, just individual ones. I didn't really understand. But nonetheless, very interesting, and it's nice to see that a poet, and not a soldier, or a general, or a war, or something. To be honest, I haven't seen one war monument here. I've seen the war memorial in Baku to commemorate nothing Soviet, which was a nice change. It was just to commemorate the Azeri people who had died in various conflicts. But this is nice to see. And the mausoleum is a nice touch as well. It's simple, but it's nice. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, photo no?
No photo?
No.
Well, we finished a little tour of the museum. We had as you saw, a little problem with taking photos and videos. We were told no photos. Not much of a problem. There wasn't much to take photos of anyway. It was nice. And the guide was really good. He didn't speak a word of English, but he showed us all around and he explained to us what the different exhibits in the museum were. So now we're walking down to the highway, and he's explained to us using the dial pad on his phone how to get back into town. So let's go. Well guys, we made it to the bus. The instructions were a little bit not so clear, but we got there in the end. But we were a little bit worried because the traffic on the highway on the side of the road where the guy told us to go was heading back towards Baku and not towards Ganja. But I had a feeling that maybe it was going to kind of come and do a little loop-de-loop, and that's exactly what we've done. So we're going to pay our 30 cents, I'm not sure what it's called, and which is what, about 15 euro cents, not too bad, and we're on the bus into town. Oh. So we've just hopped off the bus and had a little kebab, which is delicious, by the way, €1. I think here would normally be like a flagpole, but maybe the flag's not up at the moment. I don't know what's going on. But I wanted to explain something. I was talking before about the president. The ex-president is the person that you see all over the place, and that's this guy here, Heydar Aliyev. He was I think the third president. The first president of Azerbaijan, and then his son is the current and third president, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was first and second. I'm not sure in which order they go, but that's his son here, and that's Mr. Heydar, who you will see everywhere here, absolutely everywhere here. So on our second last touristic stop in Ganja here, we've arrived to the famous bottle house. You can see that the facade of this house is decorated with a whole bunch of bottles. Now make sure I don't die. The owner of the house, back in the days, built from here. Well, my old mate is trying to get us to come inside. The owner of the house built this kind of memorial to his brother who went missing in the Great War in World War II. Ah, wow.
Öyle ona göre. Sıralıyor tam.
So you can see there's hundreds of bottles everywhere and rocks. Here's a picture of the brothers from before the war. I did read an article on the internet that said that, well, the brother went missing in the war, but they believed he didn't die because he supposedly sent them a letter during the 50s to say that he's somewhere, but he didn't disclose where. I don't know how true that is. You can't rely on everything on the internet, but This place is really cool. Well, that was nice. I thought he was going to be a real pain in the arse, but he was just trying to make whatever money he could. He was inviting us upstairs to take a photo of, I don't know what, something about a football champion and something, I don't know. He's inviting us up for a tea and a coffee and to take pictures for 5 manat. Which is, you know, it's cheap, but what are we going to do? We didn't want to go upstairs anyway. So we're on our last leg of our journey today. Before I can put the camera down for a little while, I've been filming all day, I'm tired. He was really nice. I told him that we're going to the Aliyev Park, which is the, you'll see in a moment, this big, famous, not so famous, but big, beautiful park here, constructed by our mate, or for our mate, I'm not sure. But he did tell us, I told him actually, I didn't ask him, I told him we're going to the park, and he just said, street, bus, 20. Is this it? So we're gonna go down the end of the street and take the bus number 20. Okay. Well guys, we've pretty much arrived to our final destination of today. We couldn't find a way into the park from, it's a little bit skew-whiff, let's just say. So we just kind of made our own shortcut. Azerbaijani Park Adventure into the Heydar Aliyev Park. It looks like there's some kind of playground or a theme park going on. Nice lake. It looks like it's meant to be very beautiful at night, but I don't think we'll be staying that long, unfortunately, because I'm getting hungry and I feel like having a big... Tonight is our last night in Azerbaijan, so we're going to spend all our money, all the 10 euros we have combined together. We'll probably buy us a smorgasbord for 7 people, so maybe we can fill up our bellies before heading on that train to Tbilisi, the night train to Tbilisi. Alrighty, here we are. This looks a little bit more civilized. So here we are heading towards the Azerbaijani Arc de Triomphe. The park is actually really nice. I was expecting it to be a bit of a shithole because all of over there is needing a little bit of a touch-up, but I guess if you're the president or the ex-president, you deserve the cleanest and finest park in the land. It's definitely got people aren't even allowed on the grass. The grass is greener here than I've seen anywhere in the country. Well, there it is, guys. The final stop of our tour of Ganja. Everything's kind of closed. It's Sunday. There's not very many people around. Yeah. Day pretty much finished, I guess. Time in Azerbaijan finished. We are gonna head back into the center, get some food, get something to drink, rest, sleep, and then tomorrow, early in the morning, night train, early morning train to Tbilisi. So checking out. Until then, see you later from in front of the Heydar Aliyev Markasi, which I think means market, but I'm not sure. Until next time.
Good breakfast for everybody.